Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we are looking at my top 10 most underrated players in the entire NHL, as I referenced to in my defense core tier list when talking about a certain player that's going to be on this list. Feel free to go watch that video. But yeah, we're going to be diving into who I think the top 10 most underrated players in the NHL are. And when looking at this, I don't like to pick the guys that are like already recognized as being elite star level guys, like Alexander Barkov has won the NHL Players Poll for most underrated guy for like 5 years running, or like even a Jesper Bratt. I do think that maybe he is slightly underrated, but his underrated is like he's a top 28 to 34 player in the NHL, and the average fan has him probably in like the 40s. So everybody agrees that he's a stud, as well as a guy like Brandon Hagel. I think kind of people will be like, he's underrated. No, everybody agrees that he's a very, very good player. I am looking at guys that mostly young guys that are like breaking out this season and are not fully getting the league-wide respect that they rightfully so deserve. And as a result, they're pretty underrated. And also some goalies are going to be on this that I feel like people don't realize how good of seasons they're having. So yeah, we are going to dive into this. And up first at number 10, I am going to go with Alexander Romanov. Yes, this is maybe a little bit of a biased pick. When it comes to some of these other guys, I'm going to have more concrete numbers just showing how much they're balling out. And Romanov has been pretty damn good this season. He's playing 22-46 a night, and I know it's on the New York Islanders, but still a team that could potentially make the playoffs. He's kind of been our number one defenseman this season, and especially once the injuries started to accumulate for the New York Islanders, and when Dobson went down, he's been amazing. He has 14 points in his last 28 games. And again, like defensively, he's always been pretty damn good in terms of that physical style of play, stopping guys in transition and just crunching guys. But more so, the offense this year has been so impressive watching him night in and night out. The overall patience and creativity that he has displayed on the blue line has really moved me. His shot has also come a decently long way, to the point where now he has 18 points in 52 games. His career high is 22 in like full seasons. He's probably going to set that career high despite missing like 15 games. So yeah, I think Alex Romanov, again, not a top 30, not even probably a top 50 defenseman in the NHL, but he's been playing monster minutes and has been very effective both ways of the ice this season. I think he's a low-end top pair guy at this point, and I think people still are not giving him the respect that he deserves. Next up, we have another left-handed defenseman. That is Rasmus Sandin. Now, yes, he gets the pleasure to play with John Carlson, who definitely is still playing at an extremely high level, but together, they have been one of the best pairs in the entire NHL point-blank period. And when looking at Rasmus Sandin, he came in with the expectation that he was maybe a little bit of an undersized offensive defenseman. He couldn't really crack the lineup consistently come playoff time for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's been awesome, and especially defensively, he has really developed. Still not the most physical guy at the defenseman position, but in terms of having an active stick, always being in the right spot, he's developed really nicely, and still offensively doesn't really get a lot of power play time. He's 52nd in the entire NHL among defensemen, and even strength points per 60. He has developed into a very solid top pair guy, two-way guy, instead of we thought 2 to 3 years ago that he was just going to be kind of like a second pair, okay, offensive defenseman. He's come a long way, and I think he needs to get some more respect. Obviously, right now in Washington, guys like Carlson and Chychrun are getting most of the respect. Rasmus Sandin has probably been just as good as a guy like Jacob Chychrun. Just the goal numbers with Chychrun are so insane. Rasmus Sandin, not Dahlin, has been amazing. At number 8, another defenseman, Artem Zub, maybe the most underrated defenseman in the NHL right now. He's not in that tier of like Chris Tanev, Slavin, Lindell, Brodin, but I think he's definitely in that second tier. When looking at him, according to Evolving Hockey's even strength defense stat, the last 3 seasons, he ranked 17th this year, 25th last year, 16th in 2023, playing 21 minutes a night, not sheltered minutes, serious minutes in Ottawa. Right now, him and Jake Sanderson's pair have the second lowest expected goals per 60 in the NHL. He's been awesome. And this season on the Ottawa Senators, when you talk about importance, he has a 10.1% relative expected goals percentage. So when he's on the ice versus off the ice, he's been awesome. And even offensively, not some kind of talent offensively, but he still has been putting up like low 20-ish points. He gives you something. It's not like he's putting up 10 points, single-digit points, and it's just all defensive. He's a lockdown defensive defenseman and definitely deserves some more respect playing out of Ottawa. Number 7, Cam Talbot still has it. He still has it. I know he only has a 900 this season and a 2.96 goals against, and that looks on the surface like maybe he's regressing a decent amount, but it has a lot to do considering the fact Detroit has a pretty bad defense. Go watch my defense core tier list. But yeah, he has 9.6 goals saved above expected according to Money Puck, 11.1 according to Evolving Hockey. He had a 913 last year and even better analytics on the LA Kings, but that 913 was a much higher than this year because LA has a damn good defense core. But yeah, Cam Talbot is still he might be cracking my top 20 goaltenders. I think that he still has it. And for Detroit, they might need they got their young guys coming in, but next season, Cam Talbot can hold it down. And when looking at Cam Talbot overall, what an underrated career that he's had. 262 wins, despite not really hopping on the scene until 27 years old. So Cam Talbot, still a good goaltender in the NHL and going to play 45-ish games to do that at 37 years old. Extremely impressive and very underrated, in my opinion. And number 6, Warren Foegele, a deal that I didn't exactly love when it was signed. And after he started the first 6 games of the season scoreless, people were clowning on it. Him and Arvidsson, funny enough, both started out scoreless. Arvidsson kind of continued to play bad, but Warren Foegele's been awesome since that. He has 19 goals, 18 assists, 37 points in 59 games, good for around 26 goal, 26 assist pace over 82 games. And yeah, he's jumped from 1359 to 1609. His underlying numbers have been really good both ways of the ice, pretty physical player. He's been a very effective middle sixer for this LA Kings team and is only making $3.5 million the next 2 seasons after this. That is a very valuable contract for the LA Kings. And I think Warren Foegele needs to be getting more respect because he has been extremely underrated ever since that slow start. He's been an effective second liner, despite a lot of people, when he signed there, being like he's just a Draisaitl merchant or something like that. He's really made it work in Edmonton, and I gotta respect the hell out of it. Number 5, Jake Allen. Jake Allen has been crazy on a per-game basis, one of the best goalies in the entire NHL. He has a 914 in 26 games. Obviously, last night stopped 45 out of 46 against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And when looking at Jake Allen, we thought that he was kind of washed after last season when he had an 892 with the Canadiens when he got traded to New Jersey. But yeah, 914, third in the entire NHL in goals saved above expected, according to Money Puck. And especially once Jacob Markstrom went down with that injury, he ended up only missing 12 games. But in the 9 games that Jake Allen played during that stretch, he had a 919. So he has been awesome for the New Jersey Devils and really kept them afloat. And as a result, they're probably safely going to make the playoffs because Jake Allen has just been straight up better than Jacob Markstrom this season. He has, among goalies in their last 20 games, although Allen, again, has only played 26 games, he has the most goals saved above expected in his last 20 games. Jake Allen has, again, not going to get Vezina votes because he's only going to play 31 games, but genuinely has been the top 10, top 15 goalie in the NHL. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you don't know Jake Allen has been that damn good. Number 4, Dylan Holloway, another Edmonton Oiler that left this summer to go to a different Western Conference team. 22 goals, 29 assists, 51 points in 68 games, jumping from 11 minutes, 22 seconds to 16:46. Last year, he only had 9 points in 38 games. I think people are aware that he's been playing better in St. Louis. They don't understand how good he's been. When looking at him, he always had amazing skating ability. It's just he would rush his decisions and kind of turnover prone, if you know what I mean. He's been far more poised, far more confident in his game because he's not playing on some kind of contender where he's playing bottom 6 minutes. If he makes one mistake, he might get benched or something like that. He has really developed, and his hockey IQ has finally caught up to his skating ability and his skill. Insane stat, he ranks 5th in Evolving Hockey's WAR stat in the entire league. Not trying to say that he's a top even 50 player in the NHL. But yeah, he's been awesome, and he's been one of St. Louis's just straight up best players, a team that might end up making the playoffs. He's been on par with guys like Buchnevich, like Jordan Kyrou. It has been insane. And as a result, Dylan Holloway needs to get more respect. Next up, we got another most improved candidate, Alexi Protas, the even strength monster this season. He has 29 goals, 30 assists, 59 points in 67 games, so on pace for around 35 goals, 35 assists. He has 1 power play point, which is why I think he's underrated. It has basically all been at even strength this season. In terms of even strength points per 60, only Ovechkin, Draisaitl, Kaprizov, and Pasternak are ahead of him. He's 5th. in the entire NHL. Like, that's pretty goddamn decent. Similarly to Dylan Holloway, but more so because he was so big. It maybe took him a little bit longer to develop. And in terms of that hockey IQ, it all clicked this season. And he's just been able to keep up with guys like Ovechkin, Strome, PLD, Tom Wilson. It's been awesome. Also has been very effective on the penalty kill. And as a result, Washington has jumped from 20th in the NHL to 6th. He is shooting 23%, so I don't expect him to be like a 35 goal scorer next season, but he's still only 24 years old, and I think even if he, like, at this point, he's going to be a consistent around 60-point guy, just considering his size and skill, and that's even if he doesn't take more steps. I could see him improve even more, just not in my top 2, because I think he has gotten some love because Washington has been so good, although it's, again, maybe mainly been on Ovechkin in the goal chase. Alexi Protas is still one of the most underrated players in the NHL. Number 2, Jackson LaCombe. How good this guy has been basically since they traded Cam Fowler is insane. On the season, 35 points in 60 games, 21-39 a night, and a +4 on the Anaheim Ducks. Since the Fowler trade, 29 points in 40 games, playing 23-10 a night, and is a +6. He has the 12th highest even strength points per 60 among defensemen in the NHL, and he has the best expected goals percentage on the Anaheim Ducks at 47.7% relative to when he's off the ice. That drops to 42.2%. And in his last 20 games, he has a 50.2% expected goals percentage and 42% off the ice. So in looking at him, he's just been dominant, especially exiting and entering the zone. And he's just the perfect defenseman, two-way guy build, 6'2", 205 pounds, 24 years old. Looks like he might be a legit number 1 defenseman. Not like high end, obviously, but considering what he's done since basically the Fowler trade, he's been like a top 15 defenseman in the entire NHL. I know I've said like in the entire NHL like 9 times in this video, but he has been that damn good. And again, on a bad team. And again, it's not like he's a power play merchant or something like that. Jackson LaCombe needs some more respect. I bet the average fan kind of doesn't even know who he is, or they say, oh, the guy that was like, that's like a third pair guy still on the Anaheim Ducks. No, he's been a stud. And then at number 1, I have another defenseman, Dylan Samberg. I think he's probably been the Winnipeg Jets' second best defenseman this season. The 26-year-old has 17 points, but as you can imagine, they're all even strength, which puts him 43rd in the NHL in even strength points per 60 among defensemen. He's playing an impressive 21-25 a night, and since he returned from injury, that's jumped up to 22-30. So he's basically been Winnipeg's number 2 defenseman. He's 6'4". He ranks 22nd in the NHL in expected goals against per 60, the 196 defensemen that qualify for that at 5-on-5 at only 2.15. He's second in Winnipeg in terms of goals percentage and 5th in expected goals percentage. He only makes $1.4 million. He's a restricted free agent this summer. He is balling out, and as a result, he's probably going to get like some kind of like 5x5 when you didn't have that much expectations coming into the season. He's been awesome. Again, 6'4", two-way beast. Took him a little bit longer to develop, but at 26 years old, this guy has proven to be a solid top pair defense. He's not playing on the top pair, obviously, because they got Josh Morrissey on the top pair on the left side. But yeah, Dylan Samberg, remember the name, because come playoff time, if Winnipeg is going to go on a deep run, he's going to be one of the main reasons why he's just fully put it together. And as a result, I think he's the number 1 most underrated player in the entire NHL. Said it again. Right now, let me know in the comments, who else would you include in this? No, like actual like elite guys that are commonly accepted as elite. We're going under the radar with these guys, like a Dylan Samberg. But drop them down below. I'll let you know in the comments what I think. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.